The ship of China was hit by a ballistic missile in the Red Sea, amidst China's harassment in the West Philippine Sea and encroachment on territories that aren't theirs, and amid the escalating tensions between China and Taiwan. It turns out that tension and confrontation against China aren't just confined to here, they extend to the Red Sea near Yemen as well. The Chinese vessel was surprised to be targeted and bombed by a ballistic missile, damaging and burning part of the Chinese ship as it passed through waters supposedly controlled by the rebel group. Who did this? Why was the Chinese ship targeted with a missile? And why is President Bongbong Marcos concerned about the agreements that happened under the Duterte administration? That's what we're going to find out. A Chinese oil tanker was passing through the Red Sea when it was suddenly hit by a ballistic missile from the Houthi group. 5 missiles attacked the Chinese ship, but only one hit. According to reports from the United Kingdom and international news, the ship was hit by the missile, and part of it caught fire. The ship hit by the missile was engulfed in flames for almost 30 minutes. China was still lucky, with no injuries or casualties in the incident. According to a statement from the US Central Command posted on social media platform X, China said their vessel, the Huangpu, which was on an operation, issued a distress call but did not ask for assistance. The Houthi group is an ally of Iran, which supports Hamas militants fighting Israel in the Gaza Strip. The Houthi group also controls the capital city of Yemen, Sana'a. Since the Houthi attack in the Red Sea, most Western shipping firms have been avoiding the sea and the Gulf, opting instead to navigate around South Africa. In the incident involving the Houthi group and the Chinese vessel, the group did not claim responsibility for the attack. But according to the Houthi leader, he promised that the warships of China and Russia would be safe and free to navigate the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden, with the condition that China and Russia would support the Houthi group politically. However, China and Russia are not sure how they can help the Houthi group because, aside from the Houthi attack on Chinese vessels in March, there were previously explosions near a Russian oil tanker, which was close to Yemen. This happened after a Houthi said in a statement to Russia that the commercial ships of Russia and China did not need to fear attacks. The Houthi allegedly made a mistake in the attack and did not recognize their true target. Recently, 2 Filipino seafarers were caught in the missile attack by the Houthi in the waters of Yemen. According to the Department of Migrant Workers DMU, 2 more Filipinos were seriously injured in the attack, which caused the ship to catch fire 15 nautical miles from the port of Aden in Yemen. Companies from China and Russia have not announced that they are avoiding the area claimed by the Houthi group. China and Russia are both diplomatic and economic partners of the Houthis' main military and financial backer, Iran. Most of Iran's exports go to China, and according to the US and European Union, the Islamic Republic also provides drones and other weapons to Russia for its war in Ukraine. China and Russia also provided diplomatic support to the Houthi group earlier this year, avoiding a resolution pushed by the US and Japan. Just hours after the resolution was passed, the US and UK began airstrikes targeting the Houthi military infrastructure, including missile launch sites and radar stations. Recently, the leader of the Houthi, Abdul Malik al-Houthi, vowed to expand their campaign in the Indian Ocean, promising to target ships sailing around South Africa. Each country has its own principles and fights for them. We can say that the Houthis in Yemen are indeed allies of China, even though the group made a mistake in attacking Chinese missiles because their real enemies are Israel and America. Why is President Bongbong Marcos concerned about the agreements that happened under the Duterte administration? It's true that former President Rodrigo Duterte and Chinese President Xi Jinping discussed the delivery of supplies to the BRP Sierra Madre at Ayungin Shoal. The former president emphasized that they didn't have an agreement with China. The only thing agreed upon was the prohibition of repairs, so it appears that there was an agreement in that regard. Former President Bongbong Marcos previously said he was horrified or afraid of the events in the Gentleman's Agreement. Duterte's response, despite his denial of the Gentleman's Agreement, was that China admitted there was an agreement between the Philippines and China under the Duterte administration. Former Supreme Court Senior Associate Justice Antonio Carpio commented, "Who is really telling the truth? China or former President Duterte. Duterte's statement that he agreed to an alleged status quo just to avoid war is also considered nonsense. China's strategy is said to be intimidation and coercion, and the former president complied. And if we fail to repair the BRP Sierra Madre, it will rust and eventually be destroyed. If that happens, China will enter the shoal. Whether or not there is a gentleman's agreement regarding the BRP Sierra Madre in the shoal, it is still part of our exclusive economic zone EEZ in the Philippines. We do not need permission from China for resupply missions there, and the entire scope of our sovereignty belongs not only to the president of the country but to the entire Filipino nation. What is your reaction to this action taken by the former administration in the West Philippine Sea? Should someone be held accountable for China's bullying of our Philippine Coast Guard? Comment on this with others. Please like our video and share it with others too. Thank you and God bless.